Good afternoon, this is Kaylin String coming back at you with today's lunch portion of the Russian 24-hour ration. And for the lunch I have chosen this beef, which appears to be all beef. And then I have a flameless ration heater, which I will use. This is a 2014 ration heater. I have the cheese, and as I said in the earlier video when I opened this up for the first time, everybody raves about this cheese. And to go along with the cheese, a package of these crackers. I have one of the 2 tea bags. I will use a third of the sugar for the tea. And I have salt for the ration heater to help kick it off. And I'm going to try something different this time. I have heard some YouTubers say that if you put hot water in the heater bag, that will help it kick off. So I'm going to go ahead and start this thing off first. I will pour some of the salt in. That should be enough of that. I'll save the rest of that for supper. I'm going to get the heater back going. Again, I am going to wrap. Oh yeah, that's kicked off. That is kicking off. That is kicking off. You can see the steam on that thing going already. I have that wrapped in a towel. Now I'm going to open up this tea bag. Very nice smell. And then the rest of the water. I'll leave some left in here, but I made sure I had plenty of water for this. And I used a paper clip to keep this sugar packet closed. I would just go ahead and do this again. I'll put the paper clip back on it because I will use the rest of this sugar for the tea for supper. That goes off to the side. Now this tea will steep for a few minutes. I'm just giving the cup a quick stir. Now this cheese, from what I've seen in other videos, is kind of like a white cheese, not very orange or yellow. Oh darn. Well, this is more of an orange. It kind of has the look of the processed, like the American cheese. Looks like some of the oils have separated a little bit, but I think it'll be just fine. Now I will open these crackers. I will go ahead and put the crackers right here. Very little breakage on those crackers. That's pretty darn awesome. So they traveled very, very well. I'm just kind of poking the spoon into the cheese a little bit, maybe letting some of that oil go back down into the pan. Of course, I will have to have a little bit of a lick. Cheese Whiz, eat your heart out. This stuff is tops. This is better tasting than any of the processed American cheeses I've had. No wonder people who have had these Russian rations have raved about this cheese. It may not be the best spreading cheese, but cheese and crackers, you can never go wrong with it. Or just eat the cheese straight right out of the pan. This is some good stuff. I just turned the beef can around inside of this, I just have the ration heater bag folded around the beef can because it will not fit in. They're the same size as the kasha can, and it will not fit in there. pick it up to see if I can still hear it. It took off like a rocket, but it doesn't seem to be... doesn't seem to want to do anything right now. I'm going to see if I can turn this. I'll leave it in there a little while longer. I'm going to take a sip of this tea. That is a nice tea. It's not too strong, not too bland. Just a little bit of sugar in it. Yeah, if this were British ration, there would be what they call whiteners or coffee creamer that you put in it, and sometimes I do drink a hot tea like that. But this is perfectly good straight up as it is. I had to go for more of that cheese. As some would say, this cheese is the bomb. It is the best. I could eat this all the time. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pause this because I want to wait a few minutes for the ration heater, and I still have some water in here. I may just pour the rest of this water in the bag to see if it will do anything, even though it says don't overfill. But I'll be back in a few. I am back. I am going to go ahead and remove this from the ration bag, and I will get rid of it. Time to open this up and see what we got. Ah. Well, that was an absolute explosion. But this opens real easy. I'm gonna go get rid of this lid. I spilled some of this juice on my dress, so I gotta get something to clean that up. Be right back. Those thin napkins that were included in the ration are not going to cut this mess, so I went and got paper towels. It's a good thing about this tray. It does have a bit of a lip. I am just going to pick up my tripod so you can see what that looks like. Position it. It appears to be that there is something else in here besides the beef chunks. There may be little bits of herb. There's definitely some fat. I'm not a big fan of meat fat. I generally don't eat it, but appears to be a bit of a leaf of an herb, if I know what that is. Might be bay, but the beef is definitely real. It's not heavily processed. So a lot of the fat has been left on it. I'm trying to get a piece off that doesn't have a whole lot of the fat, because it's just a personal thing. I don't like to eat a lot of meat fat. But this, it's so tender, the spoon is cutting it easily. If there were mashed potatoes in here, this gravy would be great to put on the mashed potatoes. I'll slide the tray closer to take that piece off. Russian beef. Nice roast beef flavor. The salt does not need to go in there. There's plenty of salt in here. It's seasoned nice. It just tastes like good roast beef. It doesn't need a whole lot of anything else. So salt and pepper can stay in a box. This is definitely worth the price that I paid for this ration. So, if you want to try something a little Russian, get this particular ration that MRE.com has. And try something different. There's rations from quite a few other countries. So next month, who knows what I'll get. Maybe I might get a Polish one. I do want to do a Polish ration, but finding one that doesn't have pork is a problem. But the foreignmre.com does have some. And there are a lot of them that are just a little bit out of my budget right now. But who knows, maybe in the future I'll be able to grab onto one of those. But right now, this Russian one, this is a very good pick. I'm glad I picked this one. I'm going to take another sip of this tea. Good choice of this tea for this meal. Whoever picked this tea for the Russian military picked a good one. It's a nice blend, so I highly recommend it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and finish up my lunch, and I'll get this video in the can, so to speak. And I'll try to, I'm still trying to work on getting my breakfast video done, but my editor is giving me crap, so I'm trying something different. But I will get all these up. Somewhere or another, I'm going to get these up so you all can enjoy these. So stay tuned for supper later. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.